Nothing beats a classic vintage ride. Especially when we build it here out of Legos. Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. And we're taking a look at another Lego build that I've put together. But I want to stress, I did not make this. I only bought the instructions and built it myself. This is the Battle Ram from the Masters of the Universe toy line. I bought the plans for this off of Rebrickable. This was a design done by Flashback Bricks, which was recommended to me by Gary of 5 Deadly Bricks, so shout out to my boy there for the recommendation. He had pointed out that that particular designer has also done G.I. Joe and Mask vehicles. They're all done to scale with each other, which is kind of an interesting thing to do. But at any rate, I chose to build the Battle Ram because I did grow up with a lot of He-Man toys. The Battle Ram was one of my favorite vehicles. And very, very late in the line, I did manage to get one. I guess the relative had it hidden away and forgot about it until finding it years later. Because the Battle Ram was released way back in 1982. And yeah, I still have it. It's just packed away somewhere. I'll have to see if I can dig it out sometime. Maybe give it a good once-over and compare it to this Lego version. But yeah, for $2 you could buy the plans from Rebrickable. We'll include a link down in the description so that anybody that's interested, you can go see that page. Because as an added bonus, it does give you the instructions to also build one of the 2 minifigures. The other one is a custom figure I bought online years ago. We'll take a look at it later. But anywho, this was a relatively inexpensive one to build. I think I paid maybe roughly about $30 altogether for the parts. Be a little closer to 40 to 50 with all the shipping, because Lego is expensive to ship, folks. Don't let me fool you on that. Lego is expensive to ship. But all in all, it does recreate the look and style of the Battle Ram. The Battle Ram only appeared a handful of times in the Masters of the Universe cartoon. Appeared fairly frequently in the early mini-comics, as it was He-Man's personal vehicle in the early comic books that came with the toys. It was a gift to him by the Goddess. Notice I said the Goddess, not the Sorceress. Different character. Different storyline at that point. This was before the cartoon. All in all, the vehicle was famous that it had 2 gimmicks, and I definitely got to credit the designer for the work that went into making it so that this had the gimmicks for it. The first is that the front part of the toy can detach to form one of the sky sleds. And I can tell you, this is the part I had the most fun with, since I saw the sky sled a lot in the cartoon. Usually, if only one guy was needed to go somewhere, they took a sky sled. If they needed multiple characters, they went in a Wind Raider. Despite the fact that the Wind Raider toy could always only hold one figure. I never understood that. But all in all, this captures the detail nicely. I know Mega Bloks did a sky sled a number of years ago, and they made the actual Griffin headpiece for the front. This one is made entirely of plates and tiles and a slope piece here on the top, and It's not perfect, but for what's available in Lego, it certainly gets the job done. And of course, it connects here with a bracket piece. Roll it up here a little closer so you can see that. This little seat, the space-style seat that it has here, has anti-studs on the back. So you just press it on, and they did include some smooth round tiles on the undercarriage. So that way when it is combined, it does roll pretty good. But of course you may see that it's just above the surface of the table here. So it does roll pretty good, but definitely means it should glide over decent carpeting. And of course the other feature, the obvious one, is that it had a working missile launcher. I've got it on here loose so that way jarring it doesn't accidentally fire it. But basically you would put it down there, you saw the piece shift back to catch it. We're going to aim this straight up in the hopes that it will return, and that way I don't lose it. You might want to move under the table, Larry. And fire. Good catch. Of course, the original toy had 3 missiles, and they were all red plastic. Lego, unfortunately, does not make them that way, but hey, this is kind of nice, and having one works just as well. Like I said, the instructions for the Lego-built Battle Ram came with the instructions to build this minifigure. This is Ram Man. And yes, this headpiece and torso piece is an actual product made by Lego. So everything here is 100% Lego. The only thing that they didn't have on the instructions was this hatchet. I gave it to Ram Man because the action figure came with an axe. And I happen to have a spare. I happen to have plenty of spares of this hatchet piece, so it looks kind of good. And I do love the detail they gave to his legs. These are made with studs. Those of you who've played any of the numerous Lego licensed games, you know what studs are. So this helps give the appearance of the springy legs that Ram Man had. So, definite nice touch. And then here on the back, because everybody remembers somebody could ride up here in the front of the vehicle, but the back also had room for another figure. Basically, it needed a figure that could have bendy legs so that they could be in a seated position, or you could just stand them behind the original toy. So it's interesting that they chose Ram Man to come with the Battle Ram, because Ram Man's gimmick would not allow him to ride on any vehicles because his legs could not be positioned. This is a custom figure here of Manny Faces. I bought him online. Unfortunately, the retailer does not make him anymore, which is kind of a disappointment, especially with the recent release of the new Masters of the Universe film. Hopefully it does well enough that it may have some of them rethinking the making of custom Masters of the Universe figures. Because, believe me, I do have quite a few of the vehicles. I was a big fan of the cartoon back in the day. And I do have quite a number of the figures and some of the vehicles. Only had one play set. Not the one you're thinking. But yeah, do like the custom gimmick. Unfortunately, they did not give Manny Faces the other heads. So, a bit of a disappointment, but I still like the custom figure, because I remember getting Manny Faces when I was very, very young. He wasn't my first figure. My first figures, I do distinctly remember, the first figures I had were Man-at-Arms and Skeletor. So, do remember that. I know it wasn't long after that I got Man-E-Faces. But all in all, this is a nice Lego build. It's certainly an interesting little toy. I kind of wish that Flashback Bricks had some more Masters of the Universe vehicles. If you're watching, I would definitely like to see more. But otherwise, that'll just leave it up for other creators. I'm sure there's probably some out there. There's probably plenty more out there that have made some, and I will probably look into them. I do like how this turned out in Lego form. I'll likely get some more. And if you guys like seeing some of these, make sure to drop a line in the comments. Let me know that you like them. Because if I know that you like them, I'll definitely get them and show them off to you. But at any rate, that's my look at a Lego-built He-Man Battle Ram. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please do remember that if you love the content we feature on this channel, Larry and I would certainly appreciate likes, shares, comments, and subscriptions. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.